Hey, hi everyone, and welcome to ASIS Faces Business Cases. I'm joined today by Mark Thompson. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Letitia, how are you?
I'm great. Thanks very much for joining me today. As always, the three questions are the same, so we'll just kick off with what first attracted you to ASIS.
Oh, I think you know, I stepped I stepped very much from an electronic physical security background into corporate security management, and I think one of the things that I found lacking was my overall, education and awareness of just, corporate security management. And speaking to my line manager at the time, he said to me, why don't you look at ASIS? Let's have a look there and see what they can do to kind of bring you on. So I looked at the website, started to kind of build some knowledge behind what, the organization did, and then thought I'm going to, look to kind of increase my knowledge better, just become a better, more rounded security individual. So I kind of obviously joined up, got the membership, and then I looked at the education programs and embarked on the PSP journey, because I thought, that would make me just, much, much more able to give influence and sway internally. So when I give advice to kind of, my management team or, colleagues within the business around why we should do this from a security perspective, it's backed up with, best practice, knowledge, learning, um, and it's a whole suite of services backed up from ASIS itself. So I think that's probably what attracted me there. Just being able to be the best security professional that I can be, but also give us that foundational understanding from a global perspective that we were doing the right thing.
Perfect. That's very similar to myself, actually. I started with the PSP for very much those similar reasons, and being able to stand in a room confidently,
Yeah.
knowing that I was coming from an industry of best practice. So yeah, completely aligned with that. So what aspirations do you have for ASIS, and how are you contributing to improvements of security or to yourself?
I think in terms of the aspirations for ASIS, I hope that we would stay in front of, security, the evolution, because things now with COVID and how the world is shaped has changed. So looking at how we stay in front of emerging threats, how we advise populations, both even from a work and a personal perspective around threats, risks, mitigations, and how to deal with that kind of ongoing change, I think is really going to be critical. I think the days of the guns and the gates and things like that have kind of bypassed us now, and we have to step on and understand that you know people work differently, people move differently, people interact differently, and we have to take that cognisis and say, okay, here's how we should give advice around the best practice for that. I think there's a lot of work out there, to be done on that, and I think people like yourself, me, other security professionals can contribute back into ASIS and tell them what we're seeing. You know, this is what our colleagues are telling us. This is what our um, member base is telling us, and here's what we think we should do to improve the offering that we are putting out to the market. I think there is a lot of work to be done, but I think a lot of it is very important and will be extremely beneficial as we move through and hopefully towards some kind of management of the situation that we find ourselves in right now with the pandemic.
Yeah, and I think that's certainly something that I have been hearing from many members, and I think it's all fair and good having people come along and speak. I think where I get a lot of benefit is when I hear the challenges that other people have. I have the opportunity to share and empathize with those challenges, but then almost work through what we can do, what we can try to make a difference, and then come back and review that. So I want to do more of that type of thing
Yep.
as well, Mark. So it is on sort of my radar, if you like, to get more of those sort of webinar panel type discussions going, so that people have the opportunity to dip in and know that they're not alone. I do use that tagline a lot at the moment, stronger together, because I think when I go back to 2008 and I think about how security used to really hold information and not share, I'm really proud of the journey that I've seen in security go on. And now that we're more inclusive and sharing of our information, I think that's only a good thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think I will definitely be taking that one forward. But what is the one area of security you'd like to hear more from in our ASIS program specifically? Is there anything more you can add to that?
It might not be security per se, Letitia. I think there's a real focus just now within organisations on enterprise resilience, and just making sure that those organisations are as robust as they can be. A lot of companies, I think, have been very successful in managing through COVID in terms of their staff and working from home and continuing to operate, but a lot of that may be more down to luck than design, I would suggest. And what we don't want to do is have organisations resting on their laurels and saying, it's okay, we managed through COVID. We don't really have to put any horsepower or thought or planning behind further, you know, issues that may come down the pipe. So I think looking at enterprise resilience in its entirety, and that includes things like threat analysis, management, and monitoring, because knowing what is coming over the hill is going to be key for the preparation and the response to further incidents and crisis that we as a community and countries and organizations are going to face.
Absolutely. And I'm sure, and my memory is shocking sometimes, I definitely, and I think I know who it is, we had a conversation on an ASIS Faces, and offline, I challenged them to help put together something around this, because it's more than just security.
Yep.
This is starting to educate our advocates, because I think through COVID, we've now developed security advocates in pockets throughout our businesses. And it's now bringing them into the table to have those discussions with us about enterprise resilience. So I think I know who I need to connect you with, and let's hope we can put something together on that and share it with our membership. But yeah, is there anything more you want to add, Mark?
No, I was just going to, do you know, Letitia, that's the benefits of ASIS right there. That connection and that networking and that, building, I think is one of the main reasons. If I go back to your first question about why it first attracted me, I think, being able to do that and lean on that network and build that trust and responsibility, I think is absolutely key. So thank you.
No, it's been an absolute pleasure speaking to you this morning, Mark. And as I've always said, if you're interested in getting involved, you get more out of it the more you put in. So thanks ever so much, and take care until next time. Bye-bye.
Pleasure. Thank you.